The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
But we know who we trust, just when I say that we gon' be alright.
WVTC Radio. Sit back and relax. Tune in. With Elder Miller, where we bring light to darkness. Come on in and enjoy this show. We got a nice one for you today. Well. Good evening.
Come on now.
How y'all doing? Back in the studio, live and in person.
Okay. We just talked about it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back in the studio, you all. First of all, just say thank God for that.
Yes.
Being back in the studio, you all. Before we go any further, y'all know how we have to lead off with our scripture, which is Luke chapter 14, verse 23 said, and the Lord said to the people and to the saints, go into the houses that we may compel people with the word of God, the house of the Lord may be filled. With that being said, amen. Amen.
Yes.
It's so good to be back into that. I was going to say the house of the Lord, but it's like that's back up here. And we got some new things off y'all.
Yes.
So stay tuned for what's going on here at WTC Radio, where we are Stellar Awards for 2022, which we're going to claim it in Jesus' name for 2023.
Yes.
Internet Station of the Year Award. So with that being said, you all, we got some good thing. Hey, good evening, Cheryl. How you doing?
Hey,
how you doing,
Cheryl?
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. Cheryl was one of the number one people that came through and man supported in the time of need. Which is for you all that may not know, I lost my mom last Saturday, and we had a services this Saturday, and they were amazing. So I want to thank God for all of you all that came out that showed nothing but love for my family. We felt it still, and people are still calling, wishing us condolences and things of that nature. But we standing in Jesus' name. I can tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to be here before you guys today if it wasn't for love that you guys have shown me. My sister here on my left, she's been there for me. I had to call her sometimes and just cry, whatever it is, let me get it out.
We came on up
and yeah. And that's a real sister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's at her job taking care of her business. I'm going through. And she started her brother to come out and be there for me. And I don't take it lightly. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate everything that you've done and everybody else been there for me. It's been a true blessing. And that's how it's supposed to be, you all, at the end of the day. So me today, you tomorrow. But at the end of the day, I'm very, very grateful for all of you all that have helped us through this journey. Yeah. All right. Continue to please keep my family lifted up as well as my dad. You know what I'm saying? You talk about 58 years marriage, right? That's a long time.
That's a long time.
Right. Exactly. 8 years. So I don't come, you know what I'm saying? That don't come lightly these years.
Absolutely.
So the bottom line is we continue to keep my dad lifted up as well. My family, my sister, you know what I'm saying? We all of us just keep us in your prayers. But
I just want to say it was just a no-brainer to be there for you and family. You know, and I think my son said just that we've been through his brother and sister, right? My God. So just really appreciate just being able to be there. And services were lovely for your mom.
Yeah.
And just Angie being the rock that she is.
Oh my God. That's unbelievable.
It's amazing. Phenomenal. And just the entire family. You realize how funny your family is. I knew that, but you're on the show. Who was kind of job.
Yeah.
Really good
Mhm.
job of just keeping everything,
Man.
that it was a celebration of
Oh
your
my
mom.
God. Man, we still
And
get it.
yeah, so that was just really good to see, and
Mhm.
just seeing so many people there
Oh my God.
for the service and
Mhm.
support of you and family.
Yes.
It truly was a blessing.
Oh my
Um,
God.
I was thinking on my way into the service,
Mhm.
crossed my mind like everybody go to come this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
At
Yeah.
some point or another,
Mhm.
we all gotta
You
come
gotta
this
go.
way,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it's sobering, but it's
Mhm.
also like,
Mhm.
man, but if you get it right, it's a time of rejoicing.
Oh yeah. You know what? Let me say this on it. One of the main things that gave me peace was because um, mom, she pretty much wrote the story,
Yeah,
right? I tell people all the time, when I'm ministering to people, or people are going through treatment and things of that nature. You know what? One of the main things is that if we Christians, real Christians, we're real believers, and we know that the Bible says that then we have to understand that even if they went and wanted to come back, they couldn't, right? Because of the glory, right? It
yeah,
would be too much.
yeah.
So with that being said, the reason that I say what I say is because on Tuesday, it was like my mom knew something, right?
Mm,
So Tuesday, I was over there. I spent the whole day with I got ready to leave about 5:45 or so. And she goes, "Well, you can't stay a little longer with your mom." And I was like, "What do you mean, mom? I've been over here all day with you today. I got some
right.
things I need to take care of." And she was excited. So I gave her a kiss on the forehead, and I told her, "I'll see you later." And needless to say, had I known that would have been the last day I seen my mom breathing and alive,
Mm,
I would have stayed the whole, you know what I'm saying? I would have stayed the whole day. But to
yeah,
show you how things work, even when I was the therapist came. She told me, "Mom, I don't feel like any therapy today."
yeah,
He said, "Well, Miss Miller, we have to order this special toilet seat for you so it'll lift you up. We got to order these rails for the walls." And my mom was like, "No, you don't."
you
And
don't need that.
she's like, "No, you don't." And me and my wife in the back with me. And so she's like, "I don't want my house look like a handicap house." And we're saying, "Well, mom, you are. You need
Right,
tools to help you get
right.
back, right?"
Same.
And she's telling him, "No, I'm not gonna need that." And so I'm talking about how when a person knows,
Yeah,
and it's like she knew. And then Thursday, when I called her, her conversation with me was that I'm tired.
mm,
And we had a conversation, and she was telling me how tired she was, and actually Friday I was supposed to stay at her house, and I know this wasn't nobody but God. I was supposed to go to the auto show with my sons and my
hmm,
grandsons,
hmm.
and I got stuck in Wisconsin on the local,
Okay.
right? So after the auto show, plans was for me to go back to mom's house, stay there. Well, God did that because I don't know if I can be sitting here before you guys
Mm,
today had I been at my mom's house, because guess what? I probably would have been the one that either hurt my mom when she fell, or I would have been the one that there when she passed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So God,
God knows what we can handle.
yeah, exactly.
He's
I
like,
wouldn't
I
know. I
put
wouldn't
that on my
know.
son. He's like, he
No,
can't handle it. Yeah, yeah,
I wouldn't have been no good.
yeah.
But there, when I did, and she was still there, to be able to see the smile on her face.
Mm,
That's what gave me the peace.
okay.
So when I say that if it was up to us, yes, mom would still be here.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, God gave her her wishes as well.
yeah.
She didn't want the pain anymore. She didn't want the suffering. My mom was OCD,
Mm,
and she could be sitting here and she could see something right there. I could laugh about it now. She could see something. If she couldn't get to that,
yeah,
it would tear her up.
yeah.
And that's what, and everybody, you were at the service, anybody said anything about my mom would tell you. She was a jokester,
Yeah,
she was a comedian,
yeah,
she loved to have fun.
yep,
And if she couldn't do that, then she did what she wanted to do.
yeah.
And that, I tell people, my mom fell in the
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm,
Because I can almost assure you my mom was gone before she hit that floor,
mm,
right?
mm,
So mom's fell off in the door, happy with it, and you
yeah,
saw it.
yeah,
Me and at the service, my mom had the biggest smile on her face.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So that's what gives me the peace, right?
yeah.
So I believe that one day I'll see mom again. Now, people, I'm gonna crack some stuff, but I people say, "Well, yeah, we gotta go there." For my prayer, God, my prayer is I'm wrapped in this piece. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about nobody else. Or, the want to be wrapped. Yeah, that's what I want.
I just want to hear this.
Yeah, well,
Whatever,
whatever.
right,
Right.
well, the rapture, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be wrapped. That's my prayer. So, we're grateful for all the love and support that you guys have given us. All. On another note, we want to get into. We want to talk about it, man. The election is tomorrow, starting tomorrow.
In Chicago,
in Chicago on the 28th. I understand. I think it's 8 candidates.
Life is
Man,
got competition.
Auntie Law got some stuff going on.
Yeah, competition.
So we're just hoping and praying. Oh, you know what? I listened to saying it's breaking up with engineers, so if we can get that fixed. Really. Thank you, Cheryl. I hope let us know if it's coming through clear for Cheryl.
Yeah.
Please. And anybody else that's out there, well, I do have some people that are supposed to be logging in today to check the show out for the first time. Now, you know what? Let me backtrack here for a minute, if I may.
Sure.
Today, this is what God continues to show me just how He's a part of my life, and He's showing me the things that I need to be doing. Today, He really confirmed something with me today to another younger man. Okay, so today I'm at the health club, right?
Right.
I get my workout in. So I'm sitting there meditating, just sitting there meditating because they have Jerry and I in the workout facility. So I'm sitting there, I'm watching TV, and all of a sudden this young man just came, sat down, said, "Now please sit down." Yeah, sure. Join. So the young man, he began to talk, right? And so he said, "Well, how are you doing today?" No, he said, "Are you off today?" That's what he asked me.
Okay.
I said, "No, I'm not off today." I said, "No, I'm sorry." I said, "I am off today." I said, "No, I just lost my mom." And he said, "Oh my God, my condolences. I'm sorry to hear that." And then he said, he said, "I don't have the word for you like that." And he said, "I don't have the word right now. Let me." And he did that. He said, "Let me think."
Mm-hmm.
And I've been telling for the last year, 2023, my work is intentional. So whatever I do, I'm going to try to do it intentionally. And I want God to get the glory out, right?
Sure.
So when he told me that, the Bible says, "Be fast to listen and slow to speak."
Come on.
So when he said, "I don't have to tell you,"
right,
he did that. Whoa,
yeah.
Right? So being after talking, this blew my mind. We were talking, and throughout the conversation, not only get into all the conversation, but anyway, the young man just blew my mind. And I said, "Well, young man have a lot of wisdom."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Oh, why would you say that?" He said, "I made a lot of mistakes in life." And I said, "We all."
Sure.
I said, "No, not one is perfect." Right?
Yeah, right.
So I'm giving it to him, talking, we chopping it up. And he said, "There's something about you."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You're a Christian, right?"
Yeah.
I
You
said,
you're a friend with a rock. So,
so he said, "You're a Christian, right?"
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Well, I mean, I guess."
Yeah.
I say, "So what made you say that?" He said, "Because man, you just speak it. Like I just speak it up." And so I said, he said, "Well, how old do you think I am?" I said, "I think you're about 25 to 30-ish."
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, go lower," like that. And he goes, "Lower?" And he goes, "Yeah, Lord." He said, "Wow." So come to find out, the old man was 19 years old.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that said, say this. This young man had so much knowledge, and it was spewing out. I asked him, I said, "What church do you go?" He said, "I'm going to a church." He said, "But it's just something about you." He says, "You remind me of my mom." He says, "My mom is very religious. She's a Christian." He says, "And my mom was Joel Osteen." I say, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I've been to Joel Osteen's church 3 times." Like, what? I say, "Yeah, my daughter used to live in Houston, which was on undergrad stuff, so I've had a chance to visit." And he, "Wow, that's great." So, with that being said, you all, And I told him, I said, look, whatever you do, young man, I need you to continue to do it.
Yeah. So just
Because
encourage
exactly. I told him I need you to stay focused.
him. Yeah.
Right? And I told him if people aren't adding to your life, then you don't need to be part of them. Right? I told him, I said, there's going to be distractions at 19. I said, and you need to shy away because God has something special for you. You're a special person.
Yeah.
He was looking at me like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say that to say
just to receive it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But the point that I was making is that, you know, some people have to tell people that they're Christians, but they gotta, you know, I'm a elder to the fifth power. And, I'm a bishop to you know, the point I'm making is that then like I told him, I said, you can see a cross on my chest. You can see me holding the Bible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And I was just talking, really just talking to him. But the thing was that he encouraged me, right? I encouraged him. And the point that I'm making is this is where we all should be in our lives. We should be able to have a good conversation with another person in our lives, should be able to change the atmosphere, right? You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now with everything that's going on in the world. We should be past the nonsense, right? We should be telling people and encouraging people. I don't care what they've done or what they have. We're not here to judge you. At the end of the day, be a help to somebody. Be a solution and not a problem.
Come on. Yep.
So with that being said, I really got a lot from that young man. And
now what's his name? You were called
Seth.
All right, shout out to Seth.
Yeah. I hope I'm saying your name right. You know this. I tell you, I'm supposed to be out there. Let me know if I'm pointing or not. But Cheryl, are you still with us? Please let us know you out there. And anybody else that's out there, please
let us know if the sound is getting better.
Let us know if it's better, so we can get our engineer to try to continue to work on that because we want to make sure that you all are getting this content and the sound that you need to be getting. You don't want to be coming across broken up or anything like that, right? So back to Auntie Lori. She got problems. So
well, let's let the audience know that at around 7:30 or so, we'll take a break as we usually do around the 7:30 hour, and we'll come back and hopefully we'll have the stream guests to come in, and we'll have a virtual conversation relating around real estate. This time, we're getting there, tax refunds and such. You're considering, should I get a house? Should I rent? Or should I, maybe we might be able to talk about some of those things with our guests and be able to kind of help you figure out your next best move here in 2023. Because that's what we're all about as well. We're always about business, always about entrepreneurship, always about generational wealth. And we're always about how do we become better and every day. So stay with us, or like I said, on the 7:30 hour. We'll take a break, come back, we have our guests to share some of their expertise and knowledge.
Absolutely. So moving on, you all, I'm gonna have my co-host to touch a little bit on that about how she feels about the race that's coming up, you all. I'm telling you, she's got 8 candidates coming up against her. What I think is going to happen is, unfortunately, is going to probably be where there's going to be a lot of votes that split. If that makes sense.
A runoff. I don't know if it'll be settled tomorrow. And they're predicting that it won't be settled tomorrow. They'll may end up being some sort of runoff. I don't know. Because we're talking about politics, it can get a little crazy.
Yeah. So, well, we all know that. That's what we're talking about today with the middle during exams.
There you go.
We want to light you all because y'all already try to spread light to darkness. And at the end of the day, you all, the bottom line is that I'm for whoever can get in there and get the job done, make it to where the taxes aren't that high, and everybody get equal opportunity as far as what's going on in our areas like that. You know what I'm saying? And we coming against all that crime that's taking place. Oh, you know what? Also, you all, I want to continue to keep the family lifted up. I don't know the name, but I'm quite sure you all familiar with the situation where the 71-year-old gentleman was pulling out his driveway, and he was hit by 3 13-year-old kids that stole a truck. Right, so his funeral was the same day that my mother's viewing was, and My cousin was there as well, and I told him that I would be praying for that family, right? So we want to keep that family lifted up. Now the thing is,
so the kids had stolen the truck.
she had a Kia truck.
They ran.
Yeah, as he was pulling out his driveway, he was right in front of his house.
Oh, wow.
And the news people were there and everything were there covering the story. And the thing about it, you all, is that they were too young to even try. So basically, they were released back to their parents at 13 years old.
Wow.
So I mean, it's just bananas. We want to continue to keep our city lifted up. We want to continue to pray for these young men that are out there doing all these heinous crimes. And I was on a Sunday about 1:30, I believe they said it.
As in the AM?
I remember the PM.
Yeah, okay.
30
Ooh,
PM.
13-year-old.
Flying down in the car, excessive speeds, and hit this man. If you would have seen the car, oh my God, you can have just about to say, and why is it? My thing is that it says, oh, I can't hear you. I can't. Oh, you see it? Okay.
All right. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the car looked like it was muted, right?
Wow.
But all three of them lived, and I don't think any of them hurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
But can you imagine what they're going to carry for the rest of their lives? Yeah. Having that type of situation on their conscience for the rest of their lives. And I can't even. And hopefully we do have some remorse, not just so hard.
Yeah.
They don't, because that's a life that's gonna.
Yeah.
Have another Christmas, have another.
The man was very well loved because there was a lot of people at his services. You know what I'm saying? Sure. It was just piling in. That's just, it's heartbreaking to see. This man lost his life. And he was a mechanic, retired mechanic, I believe.
Oh wow.
And this, and then my cousin is at that service, and then he found out that my mom, was there, so he actually told her to basically come over, view my mom as well. So, but yeah.
Well, again, so many things, that's happening that are tragic, and that connects us all back to our humanity, right? Even when we're talking about the mayoral race, and and I would love to ask for our listeners, do they think that Lori Lightfoot has enough to overcome all of these challenges, or do you think invariably she is going to lose and have a new mayor? When I think about Chicago politics, our Chicago mayors, they hold on a grip. You know what I'm saying? I think about the Daily. I think about 1 and 2. Daily, and just what that has meant for Chicago. Here Washington would have certainly served easily 20 years.
Oh well,
and he not been died or killed. Anyway,
well, we on the plea.
I have some very strong thoughts about
that. Yeah, right. But he was at the groundbreaking ceremony for our new school. All of a sudden, he went back and had a cup of coffee or tea, as you say. It ain't.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what, though?
The following program contains views that are not those of W.
Was it Saturday?
No.
Okay. There you go. Thank you. Let's know what we're about to say or say.
Right.
I do not
right.
sentiments of WVTC radio, but that's a whole other subject. We'll talk about conspiracy theories on that at a later time. But really do want to hear from the audience in terms of, do you think that Lori Lightfoot, first of all, does she deserve to be
That's what I was going to say.
To become mayor?
She has takes.
Has she proven herself in these last 4 years that she deserves to be reelected? Some would argue, I'm sure heavily on each side. Certainly, I think there's some questionable things in terms of just the ways in which, because some people felt her advocacy has been somewhat hindered because she is so tight in with the police department and her roots coming from law enforcement, as it relates to some of the things that Chicago's with.
Mhm.
There's too many things happen under her watch against Black people. What that is my point. Yeah,
Mhm.
that certainly has not helped her reelection.
Mhm.
It relates to how she's dealt with
Mhm.
the injustices relating around
Mhm.
um, Black and brown, but Black in particular
Mhm.
people. Um, but I guess it's a difficult job. You're not
Oh,
going to satisfy everybody.
yeah, yeah.
But don't give. I'm not trying to give her a pass.
Right.
Please
Oh,
hear
yeah. Mhm.
that. But running a city, particularly a large metropolitan city like Chicago,
Right.
is not.
It's not
Again, it comes up again. The following. Uh, I appreciate it,
right.
but
We got
um, I think there's something worth talking about in
Mhm.
regards to that. I think that you could probably do a better job in just keeping people here. There's been a mass exodus
Oh,
of
absolutely.
people up out of here because of taxes
Yeah, in the crime.
and the crime,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
weather. Now, she
Mhm.
can't do anything about the
Right.
weather.
No, no.
But
But you know,
when you combine all
I have to, I have to, I have to,
yeah,
because I was in Chicago and has not been that bad.
well, I'm just
You
saying,
know, I
yeah,
did.
yeah,
I mean, but to be honest with you, think about it. Look at what's going on around the world now. Florida, Field, rest of them getting hit with snow too. So I mean, hey,
I know.
it's really bad. So,
It's really bad all around us.
yeah,
But Illinois has not been hit really hard,
no, I mean,
which is kind of scary.
yeah, because we
Yeah.
can't get hit. Now don't count Chicago.
Yeah, it's kind of
We
sad.
ain't nothing.
Yeah.
But to Sis' point though, you all, I really, I don't know what those numbers are looking like as far as with the murder rate, but I
Yeah.
know they were saying that they look better, this type of thing. But the bottom line is that you can't even get people to apply for these jobs. I was talking to a lady the other day. Um, Matter of fact, it was
You mean within law enforcement or
yeah,
what?
I was talking, yeah,
Okay.
police department,
Yeah,
CPD. She was saying that the actual people employed in agencies have been setting up in Walgreens, right?
Oh
And
wow.
they've been trying to get people to now when that happened, I've never heard. They've been trying to get people to apply for CPD. Okay,
Wow.
so apparently, what that tells me is that you have people that don't even want them jobs anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so dangerous.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's such a particularly for Black and brown folks to become police officers, it's a challenge because even if you wanted to put us right, um, the 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 type of culture that's in a lot of these police stations
mm,
makes it very difficult to go against the grain if you see something that's going wrong, right? So that's the problem that you can't be a human individual without it coming back on you because
mm,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
And then the public themselves,
Mm,
people don't trust police,
yeah,
and so you catch it coming and going.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I would imagine that it would be very hard to place people right now. And then the ones that want to become police officers are probably some of the last people that should be police officers.
That's true.
So it just continues to this this web that we have that we can't
Mm.
get the officers that we need.
Okay, so I want to ask you this. Okay, I have a friend of mine that's a Chicago trooper, right?
Mhm.
I mean, not a Chicago trooper. He's an Illinois State trooper, right?
Okay,
So
okay.
me and him talking, and I said, well, okay, how do we change this, right?
Mm.
Because I'm always trying to be,
Correct.
I want to have a solution.
Right.
To the
We're
problem.
proactive.
Big,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
big
yeah.
solution. I mean,
Yeah.
a big problem. So his thing was that the problem is that a lot of the Illinois State troopers, they come from areas like Carbondale,
Yeah.
those, those states that are down south, things
Mhm.
of that nature.
Yeah.
So when you get them, they've already been taught, what I'm saying, to go against the grain when it comes to people like us. So basically, these are the ones that's coming to your academies.
Right.
These are the ones that's, that are your Illinois State troopers. And then you turn around and you got 1 or 2% of us
Right.
that want to even participate in even going to the academy. And that's one of the major problems. Because how do we get the change that we need until we get people that kind of look, what I'm saying, that looks like us that actually know how to treat us?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, for a lot of them cats that coming from down south, Carbondale, some of the other south, south areas and stuff like that, they scared of us.
Well, to that point, and I know we're going to but I want to say this really quick because I think we'd be remiss.
Yeah.
I'm reminded just recently we had the cartoonist Scott Adams, that went on this whole tirade about, well, just get away from Black folks as far as you can. Now, I see that there's been a response to his rant. A lot his comment has been dropped by many newspapers because of what he said. So that's putting him in his pocket, right?
Yeah.
Now again, I guess there's a question about how long that will be. For a time they dropped Trump from Twitter and now he's back on there. So is it just to appease people in the short term, or are they really standing behind this decision? Time will tell. But I mentioned that because for a person to just, he said what the invoice said. His inside voice said. He said it out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure he's not the only one that feels that way. But he felt totally at peace and felt like that he was going to say these things. And he said, "I'm not in a country where you have free speech, I should say." But just the fact of him saying it the way they did, and him being so open. Well, first of all, heard, saw you, thank you for letting us know. So we can, when we see who you are.
Right.
But again, I think there's an undertone of people that feel the exact same way he does. That will probably never say it out loud, but just saying it and then acting it out, and that includes people within our police force that feel that same way.
Oh yeah, well, guess what? We saw it on when they stormed the Capitol.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. So you all, we're gonna be back in shortly with our Say It Ain't So segment.
Yep, and hopefully our guests.
And hopefully our guests. So we will be getting back to you all after this commercial break or song.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
It's the Radio Awards.
Okay, radio. Listen, us as artists, we love radio.
Yeah.
We love the announcers. We love the programmers.
Yeah.
They kind of our favorite people in the world, because without them, y'all can hear none of our music.
That's right.
Okay, so thank the Lord for the radio programmers.
I want to welcome to the stage Tim White and Refocus. Let's make some noise for him right there.
Hello, everybody. We are Tim White and Refocus, and we're here to present awesome awards for some great radio stations. And we're so honored, amen, because so many radio stations, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have this opportunity. Let's give it up for all the radio stations. Come on. All right. Let's start this off. And the nominees for Internet Station of the Year are...
Internet Station of the Year, Power 89.1, waycrosspraise.org, Power of Worship Radio, powerofworship.net, New Gospel Radio, newgospel.com, WVTC Gospel Radio Network, WVTCradio.com.
Internet radio station of the year is WVTC Gospel Radio Network.
Wow. 5 years ago when God told me that I was going to be holding this award, I just thank God for WBTC family that's here. I give honor to God who's ahead of my life. I thank Dr. Jackson for just allowing this opportunity to come. And I thank each and every one that has supported WVTC Radio Winning Victory Through Christ throughout these first 5 years. Thank you.
Giving honor to God, who's the head of my life. And I want to thank the rest of our cohort, our owners, Quincy James. We want to thank Marcus Walls, another owner, and we want to thank our president, Ramon Perry, for the job that they've done. We want to thank Don Jackson for providing opportunities for all of us. We want to thank God for what he has done, and this will drive us further, faster. Amen.
Give it up for them. Give it up.
Yeah. change your plans. Know that God has put something inside you. Let go and let him work. He's not a quitter, so don't you dare quit. You just keep doing. And expect to see a miracle.
Okay, we are back. We are back, you all. So listen, our guest is running a little bit late. Hopefully he'll be able to join shortly. But in the interim, at this hour, we usually talk about something that's trending in the news or something that's gotten our attention. And right now, we're going to talk about the shenanigans that our politicians are doing right now.
Yeah.
And I say it a subsection.
Man.
I think back to 2000. We had Barack Obama as president, and he used all of his political capital, some say foolishly, really push through the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare, as some have called it over the years. And just the way that it has made politicians pull their hair out in ways to shut it down.
Yeah.
It went before the Supreme Court, and it came back, and it was withstood the Supreme Court. However, now, if it were to go before the Supreme Court, I'm not so sure it would stand it, given the political climate of our Supreme Court. But right now, I say it ain't so. It's the fact that they're really trying in a very earnest way to remove the Affordable Care Act, but not the plan.
Exactly.
To replace it.
Right. And that's why.
And that's what I don't understand. So that's what we're saying. Say it ain't so. Because again, this is reminiscent of what we just went through last summer with Roe v. Wade. And again, no matter how you feel about it, there was really no type of thing in place to really make sure the care of women for their health care. They just removed it and, let the chips fall where they may. And then now we can remove it, but now they're even further laws, bless you, what's these in the audience, in the station, in the studio. But there have been even further laws to prohibit. That's another thing. That can be a but we want to really focus on the Affordable Care Act and how many millions of people will be impacted by this decision. We want to hear from you. If there's anyone that currently is utilizing the Affordable Care Act, I don't know about you guys, but I was watching. There's a comedy special, Earthquake, if you're familiar with the comedian Earthquake, and he had me laughing because he said as soon as it was available, because he's a sole proprietor, he works for himself, and so health insurance was always a problem for him. So he said as soon as it became available, he signed up immediately. Right. He says, I want all the tests. I want the prostate. I want physical. I want a passport. I mean, it went too far. But, he was very funny about it, but the fact that he had access to healthcare that he didn't have before. Right. Now, again, I'm talking about Earthquake. This man probably still has the resources, and if he just had to, he could be covered. But if he said how much, he appreciated this. And I think about, our family members. I think about our elderly. I think about our young, our very young, that need these types of services, and they don't seem to care. What's going on?
You know what? And I say it ain't so segment. The bottom line is that we're in a world where everybody is for themselves. It's unfortunate I have to say it like that. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I mean, you're looking at millions of people that are going to be affected if they do take this away. And when you look at other countries, it's free. Yeah. We know that it can be done, but the bottom line is that it's all about.
Well, they call it socialism. Socialism, if you do that, but they seem to be functioning pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy too. A lot of those countries and stuff like that, it's free. Healthcare is free. Their crime rates are low too. So I mean,
imagine the correlation.
Yeah.
Say it ain't.
So bottom line is that we're getting at you all is there could be some things that are in play where we can actually help ourselves out to continue to keep the things that we need to get through everyday life, because you have people that don't have insurance and it's so expensive to go to the hospital now. excuse me, people are worried about bills as opposed to worrying about, worrying about, I don't want to go to the hospital because we might not be next week.
Well, just think about it. Eggs are so expensive right now.
But you know,
you have not. You make life decisions over eggs.
But for 6 eggs or whatever. Food is very high now, you all. So there's a lot that's going on, you all. We got to pay attention in the time that we live. People. We're going to be talking about real estate here shortly, but I understand this. Whereas we got more and more families that are moving in with each other.
Right? Oh yeah, because they got to pool their resources
exactly
to survive.
When I'm saying that to say, don't let nobody trick you up and tell you that you don't need to be moving in with nobody, because guess what? If you can and y'all need to get your money back and regroup, I think that you should be doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's just unfortunate that we a race do things like that.
Well, I was just there's this young girl, 26 years old. First name is Precious. Precious, I don't know the last name, but she was sharing how she's a young professional. We're talking about real estate.
Okay.
She's a young professional. She bought a home for $190,000. Okay. 3 bedrooms, right? But she had a lot of surrounding property, right? So what I thought was extremely wise and enterprising of this young lady is she built a tiny house on that property. Okay. Right. So ultimately, what she ended up doing is she financed that property, cost roughly $35,000. Originally budgeted for $25,000. She went a little bit over budget, but she primarily paid for that through her credit card and through her savings. Okay. Right. Built that tiny house. She ultimately moved into that tiny house and now rents a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. And that house pays for that. And now she's been able to pay off that $35,000. And so now it's just, she's recouping cash flow. Yeah. Right. Black woman, young black woman. I was like, go ahead. I was so like, she ain't my baby, but I was like, go ahead, David. Absolutely. Right. And the way that she set it up, the property up is that it's a whole different interest for each property. So they can come together in the backyard if they choose to, but it's totally separate interests. And I thought, man, it's amazing that she was able to do that and think outside the box. And when you're just mentioning about people pulling their resources together, but it's even things like that people are going to say, well, I got this land here. What can I do with this land that can make some money?
Exactly.
That can help,
has Jordans and all this.
Exactly. And she was, and so I just want to encourage us as listeners, as consumers, to really think about, just thinking outside of the box when it comes to, what is most important, so that we can pay for, things like that, pay for the house, and utilize credit, and then again, all of us connected. Our health, our wealth, it is all connected.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm really, really proud of that young lady. Not only that, so she just some knowledge to people that may be out there listening, watching, that can share that you can drop, because you just get I mean, man, because I was talking about a sheep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
20 by 20 in my backyard. I might be in that 20 by 20. I'm telling you, because I'm thinking of things where I can utilize resources.
Come on.
We're talking about our money, y'all. At the end of the day, just think about it, man. If I was back in that 20 by 20, we back in 20 by 20, we charging $1,500 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I feel this.
Let me tell you, here's what she let me tell you what she did. Not only did she rent out the house, I mentioned she has 3 bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
So she rents her house to students, right? And so each person is paying her separate rent for each bedroom.
Wow. Now she winning.
She winning. Okay. So she charged like $1,000. The 2 that have bedrooms. So there's one that has the primary bedroom and the bath. So that pays the highest rent. and then the one that has 2 shared bathrooms, then they pay the lower rent. Well, she's getting 3 separate rents, 3 bedrooms.
Wow.
I'm like, girl, you better okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, well, I'm gonna be down my closet. Come on in. Because you know what? I just finished looking at. But we had I worked with the General Electric, and this guy actually used to rent a pantry, an actual pantry, and it's
for
a
people
story.
to live in.
Yeah, he rented a pantry. It was 6x6 or whatever it was. You could get a TV in his bed. This is a true story, y'all. Y'all know sometimes I can go way out there, but this is a true story. And one of my brother, this dude was
wow.
for 10 years. Yeah, apparently.
Somebody rented out a
Roseland. You come through back door. I know how them houses Rose. You had the back porch.
I grew up in Roseland.
Yes,
I know.
You had that door right there.
Yeah.
Pantry and most of them houses in Roseland. And you know how big the pantry was. My man had a TV in there. And he had a chair.
Yeah, I had a just like that. We should have been that
stuff. I'm talking about paying some decent money too. Yeah, and yeah.
That's great. But you know, you're right though. You're right. Because
you got to think about it. Them pantries is pretty big.
But I gotta ask myself, the person that rented that pantry
was genius.
Okay. But he was genius, but the person that rented it for 10 years.
Yeah,
for over 10 years that lived in a pantry, right? I'm assuming obviously it had to be relatively cheap to rent that pantry.
I'm gonna do research because I think his brother was at my mom's service.
Because I'm thinking about the pantry that I had growing up. I grew up on 109 West 109. That was my house. I still remember the house.
That was far from where Scotty lived. I think he was on 107.
The house has been
Michigan.
Yeah, I was right. I was in between. I was in between Wentworth and State Street.
Yeah.
So if you just go further hit Michigan. But I remember that the house has been torn down. Yeah. But I remember growing up there, like you just said, if you went in the back of the house, we had an enclosed porch, and then as soon as you came into the kitchen, there was this kind of large pantry right there, right? I'm thinking about that person that rented that pantry, because you're not having parties. You're going to work
and coming home.
And that's all you did.
And that's what Scotty did. He would have his table there.
Wow.
TV, and his brother would go over there every Saturday. And they sit outside, chop it up, or whatever like that. But yeah, I'm talking about this dude lived in this thing.
What about the restroom?
Oh, they use the restroom like that. You already know how house to me. So when you come out of the pantry, you walk to the kitchen and bathroom right there.
Yeah, so you had access to the restroom.
Yeah, that's the restroom. But the bottom line is that he and Scotty just got him a place. I think he's in Riverdale. Finally, he got him a place when he retired.
Wow.
He's in that for a minute.
Okay, but you know what? He was like, I'm gonna stack these kids.
I hope he stays. Man,
they could know the reason why. Okay, we don't know. We don't know, but we just assume.
He is a man living in the pantry. This true story, right?
Oh, I'm
telling you. I hope he's straight.
But I mean, that's how the box. The man did what he did.
Yeah.
Okay. And he made it work for him. And that's what I'm talking about. You gotta do the things that work for you, but you gotta think outside the box. Because who would think to rent that out? Like, you know what? This is a money maker.
Right.
Let me tell you.
Right.
But
I mean, it's pantry for you. So I can say though, I mean, that's just like I got a friend of mine. They be out of the basement, and they probably got 8 bedrooms down there. Yeah.
That's a large basement.
Yeah. They and at first all the cousins and brothers was living in them, but they sectioned them off.
Okay.
Yeah, they because the old Evans, he actually worked construction, so he was able to put a lot of it together, stuff like that. And they had one big bathroom in the back, and you would go through there and then go to the laundry room, and then you would go up the stairs, you'd be outside. But they had 4 bedrooms on one side, they had 4 bedrooms on this side, and then you would go to the middle. The laundry room was right here, and then you would go through there. It was outside.
I'm watching this for the people because I'm watching you on the table. People are like, yeah.
Inside, and they have, they put they framed it out.
Wow.
Obviously, and then each one of them, they had iPhones.
Okay.
Doors. Yeah.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
And that wasn't all. You all, the attic was broken into several rooms. I didn't up there. I don't remember any rooms up there, but the attic was also.
This is your cousin?
No. Okay, so my wife's on 82nd and Walcott.
Okay.
They the middle on Walcott. This was on Walcott.
Okay.
The house was huge though.
Yeah.
So we were able to do 8 bedrooms. Yeah, they would have 4.
Well, can you imagine what that would be today?
But I can tell you this, Dawson. I was in the Dawson family.
Okay.
Everybody watching me, you see this, you know I'm telling the truth. The Dawson family was a lot of them, right?
Sure.
So that was a lot of family love. That was the family.
They were pulling their resources together. For sure. They took to heart. Yeah.
And it's what the crazy thing about it is that a couple of worked strong. They had good jobs.
Well, that reminds me of, when we talk about pulling your resources together. Something that has been done, practice that had been done that we've kind of gotten away from is, like say you got 6 people living in a house, in one house, and one by one, they say, hey, look, everybody contribute to this fund, and every time we get to a certain amount, that's going to be your next day for you to move out and get your own home. And then, they keep rotating those same dollars. So even when the person that moves out still contribute, right, to the next person.
Right.
So everybody's able to, to purchase or whatever it is that they need to do, be it buy a home or start a business or whatever like that. Man, if we really get back to doing that, something like that again.
That's what the Spanish people do.
Yeah. Well,
they don't rent a house until, like you said, get to a certain amount, 10 or 15,000, whatever.
Whatever.
I can tell you that too. A lot of them have good credit. They come over here with nothing, and they come over here and they live good over here. And guess what? A percentage of their money they send back home, right? Because they'll build houses and stuff that they do in their countries and stuff like that. So they'll come over here. A lot of them come over here for 10 to 15 years, and they're retiring, go back home.
Yeah.
Because they sell a portion of that money back home to build nice houses.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we don't do stuff like that.
Well, we've been locked out of it economically when you think about our Jim Crow laws, the redlining, the reconstruction that was supposed to happen. We never got our 40 acres so we've been disenfranchised for all these years, whereas other folks have come in from who immigrated here, who voluntarily came here. May I say that? So they're able to get further than we are. We built this country, and yes, I said that. Yes, we built this country, and so as we are about to end Black History Month, we're coming up tomorrow's the last day of February, so I think it's hit the first month of the year. But again, I think there's something to be said as to why that has not been the case. And each time that we've tried, I go back to Black Wall Street. I go back to Black Metropolis here in Chicago. I go back to Rosewood. Every time there are different communities of color, Black folk in particular, have built something, people have come in who are non-melanated and tear it down. Okay. Now, I think that's not coincidence, that's intentional. And we kind of going all over the place tonight. I think it's worth saying. Important to say in ways, not only do we have to worry about how we build, but how we protect what we build. And that's always a question. That's always been a problem.
You know what?
I just had to say it, y'all. Just had to say it. If y'all have some comments, please, we encourage you to share with us.
Yeah, because these are the type of things that we need to talk about, because we're talking about being the solution.
Did our person ever join the stream?
I don't know what happened. He said something else, and don't worry.
Okay, well, we'll have him on next week. Right. Yes.
Yeah. He has some issues going on with his internet.
Okay.
We'll get back at him. But bottom line is,
it's just good to be here with you.
Yeah.
And have a conversation. Yeah.
Back in the studio.
Yes. We said by the end of the month, and Yeah. All right. Yes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to be back. You all, trust, believe, you all. There will be a lot of more great content coming up, and we want to just, be able to be an avenue of resources for you guys. We got some things that'll be coming up. I know that Pastor Corey Brooks, you all over in Inglewood, is doing some amazing things. You all, you young folks, young folks, young adults out there, that new community center that they're going to be building. You all, they're going to be taking applications as well.
Yeah.
For people that are going to be able to work on the project now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you'll be able to be a licensed carpenter, okay, electrician or a plumber or anything in that area. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to be.
Are these apprenticeships? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you be able to, I think that is so awesome and amazing, you all. And you get the word out and let people know that these type of things are taking place. My prayer is, you all, that the young people will take advantage of it, because it seems like these days our young folk don't want to take advantage of jobs anymore. But these will be jobs where they'll be able to have some stability. They'll be tapping on resources. You're talking about 35 plus an hour, right? So you can raise a family off this type of money, right?
Right.
And they're talking about this is for the young ladies, young men, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? It's across the board. So we need to get the word out, because that's awesome and amazing job and a great blessing by Pastor Corey Brooks to raise that type of money and build this facility debt free. You know what I'm saying? That's going to up to many. They're going to be culinary art school in there. There's going to be a gym in there. They're talking about music lessons back. This is going to do a lot for the community. So my prayer is that everybody in that community, near and far, will come and be a blessing to that community, because this is something that can be a game changer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think there's without hyperbole, but I think there's a renaissance taking place in Chicago and throughout Illinois, because we have to. When we see the ways in which we can't find the right resources through our police departments, healthcare, we got to be able to create these resources ourselves.
Absolutely.
I look at the revitalization that's going on in Brownsville. I look at the revitalization that's going on just throughout different aspects of the south side of Chicago. And these things are being led by Black folk to say, listen, we're going to, not only do we want to sit at the table, but we're building the goddamn table.
Yeah, you got
and
it.
You know what I'm saying? Because of our, again, the shenanigans of our politicians and just this kind of tribal politics that we've been dealing with for the last 10 to 15 years. And it just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. And it's kind of forced the hand to really consider, okay, what is best for our community, and let us be stakeholders in that.
Well, you know what? And I'm glad that you brought that up, because the bottom line is we better.
And we got 2 minutes.
Yep. So we better get it in line and what my sister just said, because guess what? Think about this, you all. In Inglewood, you must think about this. You got a Starbucks. You see Starbucks. There was. These are just ways that you know. And not only that, you already have Spanish. You already have white people. I'm sorry, but you do have them in that area right now.
Not melanated.
Yeah. In that area, walking their dogs, no fear. These areas already, so you already know that they're water bank first and foremost.
Yeah.
They're getting this because they're allowing us to kill up each other, right? And then they're allowing, once that library, Tiger Wood that's already invested in that golf course over there, y'all better wake up and see home.
Yeah.
All right. Like you said, you got Bronzeville and some other communities right there in that area. You know what? I told people this before we did close, and I told people this 25 years ago. I used to work at 925 West Huron, right? That was off Chicago Road up north down there by Cabrini Green. Right. And I was telling people then when they started building all them houses and stuff over there, I told people, I said, you know what? We're not even going to be able to afford people here no more. And they was like, get out of here. What you talking about? This Cabrini Green. Yeah, okay, now it's $1 million house over there in Dukes. Where you at that? You see what I'm saying? So,
it's real.
All over there, Bulls Stadium. They don't want to listen when I tell people this stuff.
It's real.
That's money.
Yeah, it's real.
So they allowed us to do what we needed to do. Total projects down. And now you got $1 million houses over there. We can't even afford to go over there and walk.
Hey, but we're gonna change that narrative. That's partly what we on. That's partly why we have these conversations. We want to change that narrative. We thank you for joining us tonight. We have the hour has gone. We're back in the studio, y'all. So we're really glad that you have just been with us throughout this entire time. We will see you next week. And peace and love that you enjoyed tonight's show. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Reach one, teach one. We're out of here. Peace.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ.